Uh-oh, hang on. Nobody saw anything. Anyway, hi guys. How is everyone doing? Let's get logged in. So, as the stream title says, tonight the plan is, I should push that through, right? I hope so. The game plan is we're gonna do all of the role quests, or at least up to level 88. I did get everything leveled up. Everything is now even. We are all super good now. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna start with the ranged physical job or quests. Since hang on, I never. It was run by Dan. I never put my PC back into the router. All right, there. Now that I am hardwired into the internet again. Look, that's not your food, buddy. All right. Now, for realsies, let's start the melee role quests. Oh, I should probably also say something in the link shell. All right. Storm clouds brewing. Shizune, on behalf of Admiral... why do I always have trouble with the word Admiral? On behalf of Admiral Blowfistwin, I thank you for your many deeds in service to Limzo Liminza. We have received troubling tidings that beasts akin to those that plague Radzat Han have been sighted on the Lenoshan coast. The Admiral has mustered the Maelstrom in hopes of quelling the threat. Yet there is much we do not understand about our foe. As such, your expertise in this arena would be a great boon to us. Will you help us? Wouldn't be much of a hero if I refused, would I? Excellent. The Admiral will be heartened to have your knowledge and martial prowess on our side, I am certain. Pray set sail for Limza as soon as you are able. The Secretariat at Maelstrom Command will apprise you of the details upon your arrival. Okie doke. On behalf of Limza, I thank you for agreeing to assist us in these trying times. The Secretariat at Maelstrom Command will apprise you of the situation, but okay, he's just saying the same thing now. All right. Then off to Limza we go. I like how he's like, set sail. I'm like, cool, toodles. Set sail, you mean teleport? You mean teleport to Limza? That thing that I do all the time? Because I'm super special awesome and can teleport, as far as we're aware, like an unlimited number of times. Because, again, super special awesome. Alright. Maelstrom Secretariat. Our man in Radzat Han told us to expect you. I'll inform the Admiral of your arrival. Glad you could come or join us, Shizune. I only wish it were under better circumstances. The grave news from the bounty has not escaped our ears. I can scarce begin to imagine the horrors you have witnessed there. It pains me to say the selfsame hell has come to Vilbrand. Fell beasts born of deepest despair have been sighted all throughout our island. Tell her what we know. The first report came a few days ago from one of our men at— Oh, what? Ah, thank you for the cocoa! Ah, thank you! Also, hi! I hope you're ready for all of the level 85 to 88 role quests. Anyway, the first report came a few days ago from one of our men patrolling Skull Valley. He spoke of a fearsome creature unlike any native to our shores. While we had our suspicions, it was only later that our connection to the final days was confirmed by a most unlikely source, the Sahagin. We've been treating their tempered for some time now, and many have made a full recovery. Owing to this, some factions are eager to improve diplomatic relations with Limsa. It is one such faction that has provided the most comprehensive reports in all their alarming detail. You know what would have been cool? If this if the faction they were talking about was oh, what are they called? The Sahagin that we help out in the Allied Society quests. Like, actually, yeah, the more I think about it, this would have been a really cool way to incorporate Allied Society quests, and like the fact that we already knew a friendly faction before even Shadowbringers patch quests. They speak of a most dreadful sight. Their spawn brothers transforming into horrific beasts before their very eyes. Indeed, it is far too similar to the incidents in Radzat Han to be mere coincidence. If our assumptions are correct, the first and most formidable of the beasts, a blasphemy, as it was decided we would call them, prowls our waters as we speak. Fortunately, there have been no sightings of the blasphemy within the city. Nevertheless, if we are to spare our people the horror that befell Radzat Han, the fiend must be dealt with, and quickly. Despite our investigative efforts, we remain very much in the dark as to the precise nature of the threat we face. Were we to recklessly dispatch large numbers of troops, we'd run the risk of having our own men corrupted. You can well imagine the carnage that would ensue. Good news? What kind of good news? As such, Admiral Blofuswin has decided to keep those involved to a minimum and lead the investigation herself. Yeah! Ash, I'm so excited for you. And I would have you at my side. What say you? I mean, I already agreed to it. You have my thanks. We will depart at once to meet with our Sahagin allies and gather what knowledge we can, that we might devise a proper plan of attack. They are due to arrive at South Tidegate soon. I'll go on ahead and wait for you there. Super, super excited for you. Okay. So we want to go to Airport. And then you can start streaming. And then we can both become super duper famous, am I right? Oh, right, I can fly here. Nice. I was being earnest. High tides raise all ships. I become famous. I drag you along with me. Smile. Also, these guys. Nov's nursery. Imagine if it had been Nov and his people that were involved with these quests. That would have been so cool. Especially considering where we're... You don't need that kind of pressure? We'll see. It's well past our agreed upon meeting time, but the Sahagin are nowhere to be seen. They did not seem the sorts to break their word. This bodes ill. Let us leave this place to the guards and search Halfstone for any sign of them. Like, I loved those guys, and also it just, like, it feels weird to me in general that, like, we do this whole quest, like, MSQ gets this whole focus on us freeing the Sahagin who are, or like the allied societies that are, or the beast tribes that are tempered, and becoming allies with them. And in the meantime, we have these factions that we've known and had in the game since the Realm Reborn, and MSQ makes no acknowledgement of them. Even though, like, yeah, sure, maybe you didn't do the allied society quests, but they still would have existed in the lore. Sure. That would result in you becoming famous as, like, that person who shows up on my streams. Shh. What is this thing? We'll see. Noel is in danger. Quickly, to his aid. Noel? Who's Noel? You're not Nov. Or any of his children. Oh, right. I'm on... I have to remember what role I was on. But also, I thought you wanted to stream. Many thanks, sure, Walker. Pray tell, is my companion safe? Last I saw. That's fair. Shh, the Admiral herself comes to our aid. Glad tidings indeed. You too have my boundless gratitude for saving my life. Let us quit this place before those beasts return. Man, I'm actually kind of really bummed out anew that this couldn't have been Nov and his kids. Because, like, they could have treated you like a stranger if you hadn't done the Allied Society quests, and, like, maybe slightly adjust the dialogue based off of your allied level with them, or just, like, kind of like what they did with Estinian when you first meet him in Heaven's Word, where, fun fact, like, yeah, he just straight up does not know you if you don't have Dragoon unlocked. But you get different dialogue based off of if you just have Dragoon unlocked versus if you got the level 50 Dragoon quests done. In a like when you first meet him in MSQ in A Realm Reborn. They could have done something similar with Nov's nursery and whatnot. Psh, had the Admiral not come to our rescue when she did, I shudder to think of what would have happened. Shh. Relieved I am to see both of you safe. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff too, which is why I'm a little sad that they didn't do that with the Allied Society NPCs at all. At least with the Realm Reborn ones, given the whole, like, we cured tempering thing. Everyone's still...
Devastation! This was not my intention.
Let me fact check myself there after last night. Thank you for the 8 subs to the community. Back to 100 I am. Well, I guess we're doing a repo. I guess I have to buy repo. Everyone's still alive. Good. But not if we stay out here too long. Inside, quickly. Inside where? Wait. Oh, you mean inside? Okay. I guess. I mean, we're still technically outside. Just... Thank you, my friends. Those ghastly beasts would have made short work of us had you not intervened. And yet, it brought me no joy to watch them die. For, unbelievable as it may sound, until a short time ago, they were none other than our very own spawn brothers. At first, we thought them merely cursed, but our talismans and magics availed us not. Aye, 'twas no curse. 'Twas an evil like no other. Innocent souls transformed against their will into unholy beasts called blasphemies. Blasphemies. Pray, tell us more. That would be your area of expertise, Shizune. Yeah, so bad feeling make you turn into bad thing. Good feeling protect you. Psh. Turned into beasts by the power of despair? This is horrifying indeed. Thus far, the phenomenon here in Lenosha has been limited to the Sahagin. Why is that? I probably should add Left 4 Dead. I actually own. I'll start adding that to the poll. I'm probably just gonna stick to like the same handful of games instead of trying to do different things every time, and then we'll just see what happens. Shh, I cannot say. Yet I wonder if the crushing tide are involved in some way. I know not of this crushing tide. Word of them has yet to reach you, I see. It all began when the Indigo Matriarch, the queen of our kind, was stricken with a grave malady. Huh? Uh-oh. Tragic as this was, there was one small solace. She was not fond of shore walkers, and so deprived of her leadership, more of my kind came to see the wisdom in making peace with Limsa Lominsa. There remain, of course, those who would oppose our cause. They formed a group they call the Crushing Tide. Even now, they seek to summon the Lord of the Whirl anew, and consign all finless ones unto the briny deep. However, they lack the crystals necessary to do so. Denied the power they crave, they can do naught but gnash their teeth in desperation. And you suspect these feelings of helplessness are the cause of their transformations? Just so. Those of our spawn brothers who turned into those beasts had been fraternizing with the Crushing Tide. Despite our differences, we cannot abandon our kin to such a cruel fate. We must be careful not to drive them to still deeper despair. Yes, we must consider the situation carefully, lest we bring destruction upon all our kind. Tell me this. Are the Crushing Tide even now under Leviathan's thrall? If freed from their drowned state, might they not listen to reason? Were it only so simple. All but a few are long since cured. They walk this path of their own free will. In that case, they may yet be dissuaded from their present course. For the sake of our nation alliance, we will do all we can to save your brethren. Fortunately, a most capable ally stands with us. For this woman has bested many a formidable foe, including Leviathan. The great Shizune Dazkar, in the flesh? Honored am I to stand in your presence. Together, we will weather this storm and usher in a new age of harmony. This I swear. There is much to be done. For now, let us return to our homes and prepare as best we can for the trials ahead. Should we discover aught of value, we'll be sure to share it with you. I ask that you do the same. Oh, that's not the emote I got. I got... this one. Psh, indeed we shall. Until such a time, I watch over my spawn brothers and pray that no more succumb to the change. Ah, and now we return to Maelstrom Command. All right. Oh, right. I'm stupid. Oh, what is that combination of emotes, Ash? I don't understand. What are you trying to say? The Admiral told me everything. Thank the Navigator that you were there to dispatch those terrible beasts. Welcome back. Thanks to you and Null, I now possess a proper understanding of the challenge we face. 'Tis a daunting task that lies before us. We'll continue to cooperate with the Sahagin to learn all we can. Once we have located the blasphemy, let me try that again. I will have need of your strength. Till then, I ask that you remain at the ready. Clearly, the storm clouds have only begun to gather. Oh, those are hype train emotes? Okay. Absolutely not. I'm not that kind of streamer, Ash. The Secretariat has recent developments to share. Your timing could not be better. Ooh, that is not the right voice. That's Merylviv's voice. Your timing could not be better. The Admiral has just this moment returned from meeting with the Sahagin. I shall inform her of your arrival. I never left, but okay. Ah, Shizune. I'm glad you're here. We have decided on our next course of action. As you know, we face two distinct but interconnected challenges. The transformations occurring among the Sahagin may be one, but the blasphemy itself is the root of the problem. Thus far, those who succumbed to the change have all been afflicted with the affiliated with the crushing tide, who continue to resist our diplomatic efforts. Were we to put a stop to the phenomenon as well as address their grievances, we may yet have a chance at peace. To that end, I would propose a double-pronged approach. On one front, we shall work in tandem with our Sahagin allies to redouble our patrols. Should the blasphemy surface, we will share this knowledge and move immediately to dispatch the threat. At the same time, we will pursue a dialogue with the crushing tide. We need to bring them back to the negotiating table, and then see what can be done to convince them to stand down. A key point will no doubt be the lingering issue of the second of securing land for their spawning grounds. 'Tis a discussion I intend to approach with an open mind. 'Twill be no easy task, but we succeeded with the kobolds, and I have faith that we will succeed with the Sahagin as well, so long as we parley in good faith. I can only hope the Crushing Tide share that sentiment. You're wise to temper your expectations, but I would not abandon hope ere we try. At any rate, Noel has sent word that one Dao, a priest who styles himself the leader of the Crushing Tide, has grudgingly agreed to hear us out. I will parley with him once face to face at the Saspa spawning grounds, and would have you at my side. If you do not object, that is. Is it wise to have somebody who has slain Leviathan at least once involved in your negotiations?
Honestly unsure how I feel about the Endwalker role quests. Definitely like them more than what I've played of DT role quests though.
Thank you for the 500 bits, Ash. And yeah, okay, here's the thing. I would probably keep them in like my version of 7.0 because I think a lot of them wrap up some interesting things with the various role quests or like with the various areas in that we've previously been to. I really especially like the caster ones in Ishgard. That being said, yeah, I think that, like, I'm part of the minority, I'm aware, of people who actually enjoys the Dawn Trail MSQ. I think Dawn Trail's actual weak point is kind of its side content so far. I mean, Arcadian is great. And we've only gotten one installment of the Alliance raids, so I'm pretty neutral on that. The role quests were not my favorite. I like it when they're tied to MSQ in some way, and honestly, with Dawn Trail, I'm probably just gonna like dedicate at least a Sunday to just getting all of them done after we finish MSQ, because they're so divorced from MSQ that like there's no point. And I've talked about my feelings about the Allied Society quests in Dawn Trail already. So yeah, like I think there was like one or two role quests from Dawn Trail I like. There was a running gag in the ranged physical, or no, in the melee ones that I thought was kind of funny. And oh man, one of them had like a mystery going on that I thought was kind of cool. But yeah. Anyway, excellent. In that case, pray join me. Oh, I already read this. I still think this is probably not the smartest idea. We welcome your aid in our negotiations with the Crushing Tide. Admiral Blowfist Wynn awaits you at South Tide Gate. I wouldn't even be as upset about them not including Nolv and his spawnlings in these quests if it weren't for the fact that we keep meeting up with Merylvib like 5 feet away from the nursery. Like, he is literally right there. Yeah. Like, let's go have like a diplomatic negotiation with these religious zealots and bring along with us a person who is partially famous for, among other things, killing these zealots, like the god of that these zealots worship. What a great idea. What could possibly go wrong? All prepared, are you? Dao is not known for his patience. We must take care not to incur his ire. I was told he would be at the spawning grounds upon our arrival, but it appears he has been delayed. Let us speak with the Sahagin here. Mayhap one of them will be able to shed light on what may be keeping him. One more thing. I come here as a representative of Limsa Lominsa on a diplomatic mission. Should the talks deteriorate and things come to blows, I cannot be seen to bloody my hands. I trust that you understand. And with that, let us be off. At least have me hide in the shadows. Hey, Merylvib, what if I introduce you to some friends of mine while you're with me? Do you want to meet Nov? He's pretty cool. His kiddos are pretty awesome too, and they all love me. He's one of the, like, 20 people who has declared themselves one of my, my adoptive parent. Or at least declared me an adoptive child of theirs. Along with, you know, I almost said Fortuno, but not yet. Edmond, the Chais, technically not, but like maybe the Mandervilles. I know there's somebody else, but I'm blanking. Shh! What is this? Since when are filthy shore walkers free to intrude upon our sacred spawning grounds? Pray forgive our intrusion. We seek an audience with Speaker Dao. Where might we find him? You will do no such thing, shore walker. We have not forgiven what you did to Lord Leviathan. Begone! We won't get much out of this one. Let's try elsewhere. Oh yeah, can I... First, let us see if this, any of the Sahagin possess any knowledge of Dao's whereabouts. Okay, but first, let me see if it'll even... Or if it'll yell at me if I try to do this. But yeah, hey, Merylvib. Hey, Merylvib. Let me introduce you to some good beans. This is Nov's nursery. And over here is Clutch Father Nov. Shizune, wheresoever you journey, you will always be one of the Clutch. I am proud to call you daughter. See, he's like my fish dad. Merylvib, come meet my fish dad and like enter negotiations with him. And like have the MSQ acknowledge fish dad. Let's see here. At least because I'm like level 80 something, I don't have to worry about getting aggroed around here anymore. Psh, why do you trespass in our domain, vile shore walkers? We mean you no harm. We come only for a peaceful parley with your leader, Master Dao. Where might we find him? Psh, we desire no parley with the shore walkers who would steal our home. Were it not for your insatiable selfishness, we Sahagin would grow and flourish. Your grievances are justified. That is why I would speak with Master Dao and work toward a peaceful solution. Psh, empty words from the thieving shore walker. But so be it. Soon you shall learn the futility of your efforts. Speaker Dao is currently overseeing security at the spawning grounds. You will find him by the entrance. Though mark my words, you will wish you hadn't. We shall see. I thank you for your aid. Weren't we led to believe that he'd agreed to parlay? Why are they acting like that wasn't the case? Were we lied to? Also, hang on. They're accusing us of theft. Wasn't part of the lore that wherever their spawning grounds was previously, got fucked up by the calamity 5 years ago, or however many years ago at this point? I know the game is gonna still say 5 years ago. I press X'd out. But like, aren't these current spawning grounds ones that they technically took over from like civilians who were living here before? Like, there used to be a settlement here. Halfstone, yeah, that's what Halfstone used to be. There used to be a settlement here, and then the Sahagin encroached on it. What are they talking about, calling us the thieves? Like, yeah, I get it sucks, and they were in a really bad situation in terms of, like, what they need to raise their children and stuff, but doesn't change the fact that as far as I can remember, they were the aggressors. Shore walkers in our spawning grounds? To what do I owe the displeasure? I thought you agreed to these talks. Speaker Dow, I presume. Our apologies for entering into your home unannounced. I am Melvid Blofiswin, Chief Admiral of Limsa Luminza, and this is Shizune Daskar. Yeah, sorry for the insult. I told her this was a bad idea. We come seeking a parley that we might strive for peace between our peoples. Parley, you say? Prolonging this conflict any further will lead only to needless suffering. The menace both our peoples face is great indeed. If ever there was a time to set aside our differences and come together for the greater good, it is now. I invite you to join us at South Tidegate for formal negotiations. Shorewalkers and Sahagin coming together? What assurance do I have that you will not slit our gills the moment we have set foot within your territory? I can offer naught but my word. We open our gates to you and invite you into our home as a show of respect. Humph. I do not trust you, Shorewalker, but let it never be said that Tao of the Crushing Tide was a coward. I accept your offer, but attempt any treachery or subterfuge, and your people will drown in their own blood. Very well, Master Dao. I look forward to a productive discussion. Let us return, then. I shall send word to Null as well. I would have our Sahagin allies join us at the parley. The fact that he didn't take personal offense at my presence here is honestly a miracle. Know this, Shorewalker. I come not because your words sway me, but to show my spawn brothers that Tao of the Crushing Tide is no coward. Okay. That's all I have to say to that. Just, okay. Oh, wait a minute. I just noticed the bit skull got reset. Hang on. Well, I guess I'll take care of it during the ad break. That's what those are for, right? Man, I still was like, even though I know these aren't voice acted, I still was half expecting voice acting in here. Anyway, thank you for joining us, Master Dao. Shh, the air here sickens me. Be brief. Aye, let us get straight to the heart of the matter. A common threat looms before us, one more powerful than any primal, with the potential to bring death without end to both Sahagin and Lominzin alike. These circumstances call for swift and united action. You doubt our intentions, but I remind you that we have liberated many of your kin from Leviathan's enthrallment. They and countless other Sahagin have joined us, of their own free will, that we may ensure the survival of both our peoples. Their deeds have the Lominzins proven themselves worthy of our trust. Master Dao, you and your crushing tide want only to secure a future for your people. I say to you, this can only be done by confronting this threat together. Psh, threats! Threats! What is this threat you speak of? If it is unity you crave, then submit yourself to our command. Be as the Serpent Reavers. They are the only shorewalkers I deign to call friend. They're all so subjugated and brainwashed. There's a word for that, my friend, and it's not a very nice one. You would ask us to willingly surrender ourselves to your Lord of the World? I do, and for that, and that alone, will ensure peace between us. Preposterous! You propose not alliance but servitude. This way lies nothing but death for all Sahagin. Do you hear this, my spawn brothers? The Shorewalkers have stolen this one's mind. He decries Lord Leviathan and espouses the lunacy of our sworn foes. These treacherous wretches have abandoned our god and conspire to drive we faithful from our ancestral home. We must not let this stand. Psh, for shame! Forsaken by our spawn brothers, they side with the finless ones and blaspheme our Lord Leviathan. They who steal our spawning grounds and slaughter our children. You know, in your guys' case, a lot of it's self-defense. Our future! Our future! Well, shit. Psh, behold this blessing! Lord Leviathan grants us greater and greater strength. You think that's a blessing? You would call this a blessing? Psh, such horrors. Flee! Flee for your lives! We should do something about that. The beast makes for Ailport. I leave this place to you. Got it. Splendid, splendid. Let all our spawn brothers be blessed with such power. All right, let's go. Got anything new to say? I beg of you, friend Shorewalker. Deliver my spawn brother from that horrific fate. Oh, I'm sorry. His soul is not gonna be returning to the live stream, unfortunately. Unfortunate side effect of this shit. I can at least get rid of what he has become, but this is the second time you've saved my life, Shorewalker. My gratitude is as boundless as the sea. But what of the Admiral? We must go to her aid. I mean, she's probably fine. She's just as capable of handling herself. But yeah, sure. See, told ya. Oh. Oh. What a horrific sight. Maybe he's just unconscious? I was too late. Never mind. I am sorry. There is no need for apologies. You are not responsible for my people's plight. But what I cannot fathom is Thao's response. How pleased he was to see his brothers become slavering beasts. The fool believes it a blessing from Leviathan himself. Any hope for a peaceful solution will be lost should Tao and his crushing tide manage to wield these transformations as a weapon against us. I shudder at the very thought. And yet, the true threat, the blasphemy, is still out there, yes? Just so. The first ones to transform are those who have fallen into the deepest depths of despair. The more painful their anguish, the more fearsome and formidable they become in their bestial forms, and the greater their influence over others. I don't remember there being anything about influence, but okay. We can scarcely hope to stand against a legion of such foes. Would that there was more my people could do. I will have the Maelstrom patrol the seas for the blasphemy, that we might slay it with all due haste. But this may well amount to naught. If the blasphemy, too, was born from a Sahagin, it could be sheltering in the depths, beyond the reach of our ships. Hydrate? Okay. Posture check. Stretchy stretch. Alright. In that case, pray allow my spawn brothers and I to serve as your eyes beneath the sea. Thank you, Null. Through our efforts combined, we might yet weather this threat. As for your brothers who gave their lives today for our cause, I shall see that they are returned home to be laid to rest as they deserve. Shh, you have my gratitude, Admiral. And with that, we shall return as well. There is much work to be done, and there is much work to be done, and would see it done quickly. Hey, Square, I found a typo again. Shh, I must take my fallen brother home. Sorry, buddy. Oh, you've returned. The Admiral was just briefing me on the events at the spawning grounds. Ah, Shizune, I was just sharing our findings. So you see, the danger is exactly as the Sahagin described. While Dao and his ilk have no means of forcibly triggering the phenomenon at present, 'tis plain they intend to seek one out. Redouble our patrols offshore, and inform me at the first sign of anything out of the ordinary. It shall be done, Admiral. I worry that we may be stretching ourselves too thin. Should the situation take a turn for the worse, I will recall our forces from Garlemald. Yet I would reserve that as a last resort. For now, I must get to work securing reinforcements. I ask that you remain close by. We may have need of your strength all too soon. Okay. Also, considering what turns them into beasts, the idea that they're going to try and do it on purpose is kind of horrific. Because that means purposely making your people experience despair and hopelessness, which is awful. The Secretariat appears to have been waiting for you. The Admiral left a message for you, and the news is not good. It appears that a Lominzan merchant ship was assailed by a Sahagan raiding party affiliated with the Crushing Tide. To further complicate matters, the vessel in question was carrying a shipment of crystals supplied to us by the kobolds of Ogamoro. The Admiral suspects that Dao means to use the plundered crystals to summon Leviathan. She has gone to meet with Noel, that we and our Sahagan allies might take swift action. She bids you join her immediately. Should the worst come to the worst, your experiences in combating primals may prove essential. Pray make for South Tidegate and rendezvous with Admiral Blowfistwind at once. Oh, there's an ad coming. All right. Then I will wait to continue this quest. I will talk to you. Shh. It is good to see you safe, my friend. But yeah, in the meantime, let me update the goal. So I'm gonna go into here. You have a drug-covered Mona? What did you do? All right, and there we go. Bit goal reset. Oh, that kind of drug. Okay. I thought you meant that you tried to give her medication and it got all over her or something. But fair enough, I guess. Guess you gotta put it on a higher shelf next time. All right, but while we are in ad break, I'm gonna get up and stretch properly. Because that is what ad breaks are for. Also, slightly annoyed because, like, I posted this on Blue Sky, but is this a workable pencil? Yes, okay. I need to find a resource or like an art reference for the artist that I commissioned for something. The problem is, what I need references for is what, like, anime plushies. And by that, I don't mean plushie, like, merch plushies for anime. I mean, like, plushies in anime. Like, images of plushies in anime to find the thing that I am imagining. The problem is, no matter what search terms I try using, I get the first thing. I get plushies of anime characters, like merchandise. And I swear I am going absolutely insane because of it. Like, I feel like I am losing my mind because that's not what I am looking for. And at this point, I'm resorting to doing some very bad drawings to just send the artists because, hi guys, I'm ranting about how difficult it can be to find art references sometimes. But yeah, anyway, now that we're back from the break, and welcome back everybody, let's continue with, these quests. Also, I just realized I have to update the walkathon number, huh? Thank you for coming, Shizune. The situation is grim. The crushing tide plundered one of our trading ships and seized a goodly stash of Ogomoro crystals. Shh. Though their aim is clear, it appears they yet lack the quantity needed to perform the summoning. Dao longs for the days when every Sahagin cried out for Lord Leviathan's deliverance, and will stop at nothing to see them return. I cannot fathom what the crushing tide are thinking. What satisfaction, what happiness can be found in giving over their hearts and minds to a false god? And so we must thwart their designs, lest the bonds we have forged be forever broken. By the same token, we cannot ignore the blasphemy, nor the transformations its presence may bring about. A battle on two fronts, neither of which we can commit to at the expense of the other. As we sail into the eye of the storm, I would hear your counsel. What course of action would you propose? Might we turn to the 3 great pirate powers for aid? Let us recruit the Yellow Jackets. Sounds like a job for the Company of Heroes. Logically, it is probably the 3rd one. Well, yeah. It sounds... I'm trying not to metagame and, like, be like, I know what the correct answer is because I've done this before. Actually, I do want to see what she says if we ask about the pirate powers. Might we turn to the 3 great pirate powers for aid? As it happens, I've already enlisted the executioners, the krakens, and the sirens to the cause. They have done much to bolster the maelstroms of efforts to scour the seas for the blasphemy. So if we're to seek reinforcements, we will have to turn elsewhere. But to whom? This is stupid. The Yellow Jackets, if they're not already involved, Merylvid would be, like, actually negligent. And she's not, so they're already involved. Sounds like a job for the Company of Heroes. The Company of Heroes. Now that's a name I've not heard in some time. 'Tis true that they answered the call many a time. Indeed, other than you and yours, there are arguably none better suited to the task of primal slaying. But they disbanded over 5 years ago. See, over 5 years ago. And neither hide nor hair has been... Aye, absent their leader, I suspect they will be reluctant to join our cause. And yet, I can think of no better option. I'll contact Whisket, their erstwhile commander's right-hand man, and see if he will not hear us out. I will ask him to meet us at the Drowning Wench. Let us hope he is receptive to our offer. Noel, might I trust you and your brothers to continue the search for the blasphemy in the meantime? Shh, but of course, Admiral. Should we discover anything, you will be the first to know. Psh, worry not. My Spawn brothers and I will keep our eyes on the crushing tide in the meantime. I will reach out to Wiskett, the former first mate of the company, and see if he is willing to meet us at the Drowning Wench. The reason I felt the need to point out Meryl Vib's wording there is because, like, back when I used to post on the Reddit, there were people who fought tooth and claw in defense of the claim that the entire game takes place in a time bubble and that everything in this game takes place in like a year or in the same year, even though that's impossible because we know how long trips to the Far East take. We know how long it takes to sail to Limsa, or not to Limsa, to Old Charlian. Like, there's lots of things that point to how long certain points in the game took. And these quests were one of the things people pointed to because they're like, yeah, they say that it's been 5 years since the Company of Heroes disbanded. And like, yeah, pretty sure they're generalizing because Meryl Vib just said they disbanded over 5 years ago. Like, at this point, I think it's very safe to say the 5 years ago thing is a generalization because they can't, in world, they can't be asked to be like, oh yeah, it's been like 7 years or whatever. Because sometimes that requires thinking too hard. And mechanically, the devs are never going to confirm how much time has passed because they want everybody's headcanons to be valid, which means they have to keep saying 5 years because anything else and they're confirming a timeline and messing with people's headcanons, which I think is a little dumb. I think if you're telling a story, you need to stick to your guns. But my apologies for the delay. You are alone? And here I swore 5 years ago that I was done playing hero. Could someone explain to me what this is all about? Or believe it or not, I am a respectable man with respectable obligations these days. Take that pole arm out of your arse, old friend, and stop pretending you're not still a murderous bastard at heart. Watch that wicked tongue of yours, Uod, lest I skewer it and prove you right. Ah, nothing like a reunion with dear companions over a bottle of the wench's finest vintage. That is why we're here, right? Long time no eye catch, Uplanders. Brave Flox is tummy tickled to see Gobby friends again. Thank you for assembling on such short notice. Spare us the pleasantries, Admiral. Why are we here? I make a simple request. Reform the Company of Heroes and lend Limsa Lominsa your strength. You've a reason. So there you have it. A terrible fiend known as a blasphemy prowls our seas, transforming the Sahagin into ravening beasts. At the same time, the Sahagin themselves, specifically a hostile faction calling themselves the Crushing Tide, had declared their intention to summon Leviathan anew. Should they succeed, we would be hard-pressed to deal with the Primal while still dealing with the other threats. A right pickle indeed. But the answer is no. The commander disbanded the company, and as his first mate, that's not my place to gainsay his final order. Stop that, I say. Have you forgotten our company's creed? The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. Are the people now in danger not the same men and women we fought to defend years ago? The commander would not have turned his back on them, and neither should we. Bold words, Landonell. But do you truly believe that we can honor them as we are? Old mercenaries past their prime, lacking the commander whose wisdom and prowess saw them to glory once upon a time. Ah, yes, your commander. What if Shizune were to lead you in his stead? Surely you would not question her abilities. Huh? Wait a minute. An intriguing proposition. I, for one, would not be averse to serving under such a decorated hero. Hold on. Your befriend has goodly head for fighty think, and goodly arms for thinky fight. Get voluntold? No, thank you. Hello? Are you guys gonna ask me? As ringing an endorsement as any, but I would hear it from the woman herself. Do you believe you are capable of leading the company of heroes into battle? It's not about whether or not I'm capable. This is responsibility number... Hang on. Responsibility number lots that you are putting on my shoulders right now. Better battle than a banquet? Nah. If you've the stones to follow me, I guess. Now that's the confidence I'd expect from my commander. Very well then. Consider us yours to lead. 5 years to the day. Truth be told, I was enjoying the more leisurely life. But when duty calls... See, this is the weird thing, too, because there's no way these quests are all taking place on the same day. Wait, before we proceed, I must ask. Have we no way of reaching out to the commander? Forgotten how he took his leave, have we? Up and vanishing so we could reach out or each find our own way, apart from him and the company. I doubt we'll see him again. Much as I wish we could. To the matter at hand, the missions you will undertake. First, you are to aid us tracking down the blasphemy that roams the sea. Second, you must prevent the Crushing Tide from summoning Leviathan at all costs. Oh, is that all? And here I thought we might get our feet wet with a real challenge. But in all seriousness, we should take care to decide who attends to what. Sounds like a job for our acting commander. I'm sure she'll give it all due consideration. Sure. But yeah, no, I feel like rather than these quests proving anything about the timeline, it proves that the devs are really bad at figuring this shit out, and it's kind of shaky on the writing, because Whisket is like, yeah, it's 5 years to the day, and if I remember right, at the end of these quests, they're like, yeah, it's the anniversary of us disbanding or something. But first of all, yeah, right. Now we're suddenly claiming the time bubble is all in one day. These are quests that otherwise line up with MSQ, kinda, which means, yeah, no, just in general, no, these are not taking place all on the same day. There's no way. Second of all, Merylvib said it's been over 5 years since they disbanded. So, has it been over 5 years or has it been 5 years to the day? You can't have it both ways. Those two things mean two completely different things. It's almost like Merylvib's lines and Whisket's lines were written by two different people who were not on the same page on the timeline of the game. Shh, oh. Brayfox happily gives hand-lending to Uplander. The others may gripe and groan, but not me. I'll be the first to admit that I missed the action. Please think twice before assigning me to the same group as Landonel. I don't know what's worse, his tendency to wave his lance in people's faces, or the shouting and blustering he engages in while doing so. Have we finished with all the logistical nonsense? I'm eager for a taste of the old violence. You know the flavor. So, if I understand this correctly, we're to bring down this so-called blasphemy. Of course, to do that, we'll need to find the damn thing first. We've also got to prevent the crushing tide from summoning their god, Leviathan. A tall order in and of itself. As acting commander, it's your job to decide who will be doing what, based on the skills we each have to offer. I'd recommend that you start by having a chat with each of us, that you might develop a sense of the strengths and weaknesses, mostly strengths, of course, of the storied veterans under your command. Remember when you guys subjected me to a whole trial to see if I was worthy about information? Or, like, to make, like, basically make sure I was worthy and you guys weren't going to be sending me to my death if you gave me information about Titan? And look at us now, with me being your commander. My specialty, you ask? Why, this lance of mine, of course. The stronger the foe, the better. None are matched for me. It would be folly to waste my talents on dealing with those slippery fishmen. Set me against that so-called blasphemy, and I'll have the thing on a skewer before you can say Melvin Blowfistwin. Man, there's a part of me that wants to be like, you have way too much hubris. That would be a bad idea, but I don't know. What do you think, guys? Primal summoning or blasphemy? Is it hubris or confidence? Can we trust him not to get himself killed by jumping into the fray when it's more difficult than he realizes? I guess pursuing and slaying the blasphemy. Because he'd just cause problems otherwise. A wise choice. Send Landonel after the Sahagin. He needs like to help them summon Leviathan to sate his bloodlust. Ah. Fair enough. I will speak plain. I'm not some battle-crazed barbarian like Landonel. As none of the a tribe of peerless hunters, I conduct my affairs with discipline and prudence. As such, I know better than any that to rush headlong into battle is rarely the best course of action. Far wiser it is to observe from afar and proceed with caution. That sounds actually pretty good for primal summoning. Also, he specifically requested not to be on the same group as Landonel, so very astute, if I do say so myself. There are few better suited to the task of averting needless bloodshed than the famously circumspect Uod Nun. As you well know, my vision is somewhat lacking these days. I can still defend myself when necessary, but I'd rather it not come to that. My condition also leaves me rather unsuited to scouting and searching. It wasn't always the case, but such is life. On the other hand, I'd like to think I've gotten quite good at sounding out the intentions of others during negotiations and the like. Preventing final summoning then, right? Because negotiations, maybe? You have a keen sense for these things, I see. More so than reconnaissance or battle, Shamani has a knack for working behind the scenes to see the company's goals achieved. Gabby friend! Brayflax, master remaker of Illuminati treasures, offers much hand-lending with ingenuity. Far-seeing spyglass sees far into ocean deep. Crack fires go boom and blast beasts into bitty pieces. Blasphemy. A logical choice, if I do say so myself. Brayflox's mastery of tools and armaments are sure to avail you in tracking and felling that beast. And that, it would seem everyone has their assignments. What about you, Whisket? Aren't we missing somebody? And I dare say the choices you've made are nigh impeccable. If I didn't know better, I'd think you'd been leading us for years. Hey, Whisket, I just assigned a battle junkie and a pyromaniac to hunt down the blasphemy. Can you go with them to make sure they don't, you know, blow up Limsa? And with that, it is time we got to work. I have procured link pearls for one and all, that we can keep each other apprised of our progress. You may pick them up from Maelstrom Command. We'd best be off then. Should you have need to regroup or reconsider our strategy, call for us. I will return to command and share these developments with the Secretariat and our Sahagin friends. If you can, Commander Shizune. Come join me if you can, she says as the cutscene ends with me walking away with her side by side. Oh, it's literally right over here. Oh, there's two of you guys now. Admiral Blofiswin has tasked me with overseeing communications between you and the Company of Heroes. First, you'll be needing a link pearl. Pray seek out or speak with the Secretariat. I have just finished briefing the Secretariat. She has something you should find useful. Ah, Shizune, the Admiral has apprised me of the situation in full. Furnish Shizune with a link pearl, yes? Of course, Admiral. Excuse me. It would seem the company is trying to reach us. Ho there, Commander. Just give the word and I'll come running. Lower your goddamn voice, will you? Watch your tongue or I'll track you down and rip yours out. It's so nice hearing people get along. They sound more like mortal enemies than old companions. Nah, this is normal. That's where Shizune comes in. I'm trusting you to whip them back into shape. Make them a force to be reckoned with. I will have the Secretariat contact you if there are any developments. I would convey them to the entire company by link pearl, but we cannot afford anyone taking reckless action. In the meantime, I will reach out to Nolan and see what he has gleaned about the crushing tide and their hideout. Let us hope for good tidings, Commander. The Secretariat has urgent news for you. Grave news, Shizune. We've just received word that Candlekeep Quay is under attack. It would seem the crushing tide has struck again. The Admiral has asks that you deploy the company of heroes at once. Our man here will act as your signaler. Okay. Nothing interesting. All right. The company of heroes is awaiting your orders. All right, get your butts over there. Candlekeep Quay? Both Landinal and Uodnun should be close by. What are your instructions? Landinal is a hot-headed warrior who lives for the thrill of battle, while Uodnun is a calm and calculating hunter. Both can serve you well, but better if assigned to a task suited to their skills. Landinal should drive the crushing tide away. Consider it done, Commander. And Uod should get the people to safety. Understood. The rest of us will head there at once. I'll tell the Admiral you and the company of heroes are on your way. Godspeed. That should be by Marabi, right? Yes. You kept us waiting long enough, Commander. Not that I'm complaining. More fishermen for me to skewer. Is that all? And I was just getting warmed up. Shh. Oh. Brayflux's treasures go boom! Blast fishymen to bitty bits! Oh boy. Good to know my colleagues haven't grown rusty in the years since we disbanded. Worry not. The tide has already ebbed, if you follow my meaning. Perhaps you're curious how your men carried out your orders. You'll be pleased to hear that Landinal led the attack with his characteristic aplomb, dancing amongst his foes with such speed and ferocity that with such... Wait, man, that doesn't really quite hold up grammatically. Dancing amongst his foes with such speed and ferocity that were dizzying to watch. Okay. Uodnun made full use of his talents in leading the rescue effort. Not a single man, woman, or child suffered so much as a scratch. I had my doubts at first, but you've passed your first trial as acting captain with flying colors. I wonder what would have happened if I had reversed those roles. Maybe I should New Game Plus it on my main sometime just to see. The battle is over, I see. It is good to see the company of heroes can still live up to its name. I demand answers. Why did you target Candlekeep Quay? Shh, I spit on your questions, filthy shorewalker. I was hoping we might do this the easy way, but if you insist... Shh, so you would torture us? You shorewalkers are all the same. Savage brutes, the lot of you. Torture? Please, we are not so uncivilized as that, my slippery friend. Shh! Brayflux's shiny treasure will have fishmen trading tongue flaps in no time. Allow me to explain. Shamani Lomani and Bray are well practiced in the art of interrogation. Shamani has a sharp mind, as I'm sure you've noticed, and an knack for getting information out of uncooperative types with a minimum of fuss. Is that by any chance at all related to the fact that he's now a winemaker, a vintner? That's the word I was looking for. I was gonna say sommelier, and I was like, no, that's not right. That's somebody who is like, who like serves wine. But no, vintner. Is it related to that at all? Like, does he get them drunk, or does he have a history of slipping things in people's drinks to get them to talk? Brave Flax, or Brave Flax, that's her sister. Brave Flox, on the other hand, her methods can be unconventional, to say the least. But it's hard to argue with the results. Well, Commander, the choice is yours to make. I don't know what you mean with Brave Flox, so... Shamani, do your thing, please. Non-violently, preferably. But of course, Commander. Watch as I get him talking without so much as lifting a finger. They tell me your kind are particularly fond of Lenosian oranges. Might I interest you in a glass of delightful orange wine brewed from our latest harvest? Psh, this is... Psh, another glass, Shorewalker. I demand it in return for the crimes you have committed against my spawn brothers. A mere glass, my friend? Why, I'd be more than happy to offer you a full bottle. Nay, an entire cask, if you provide us with the answers we seek. Psh, we have a deal, Shorewalker. For a cask of that blissful beverage, I will tell you all my secrets. Damn, he's good. Again, I ask, why did you target Candlekeep Quay? Dao himself gave the order, said we must establish a foothold in the preparation for our assault on the city. He means to attack Limsa Lominsa itself? But with your numbers, that would be folly. Psh, Speaker Dao commands power beyond the comprehension of you shorewalkers. You have dealt with Leviathan, or we have dealt with Leviathan before. You must understand, Speaker Dao says it is a greater power still, the very first being blessed by our Lord. The blasphemy. Tell me where Dao is. Psh, an island far to the south and east. There he performs the rite that will summon forth the Divine One and deliver my brothers and I to glory. Thank you for your cooperation. I suspect that Dao is hiding out somewhere in the oh boy. The Sealdales. A deserted island, or isle, most likely. I don't know much about these so-called blasphemies, but can they truly be tamed so easily? No. We have no evidence they can, but we must operate under the assumption that Dao has found a way. I will ready a ship. You set sail for the Sealdales at once. Prepare yourselves and meet me at the docks as soon as you are ready. I'll have Shamani and Brayflax continue the interrogation in the meantime. Our friends here might still be hiding something from us. Also, hey, we're missing someone. Why isn't Real here? He is former company of heroes. I know he's busy with Scion stuff, but come on. Shh, God. The Brayflax keep watch eyes on this place. Don't you worry. Brayflax and I have the situation under control. Honestly, the only reason I'm not worried is because you're here, Shamani. Okay, Lemons and Ferry Docks. What could go wrong? Let's see how this blasphemy likes my axe between its eyes. This is the enemy's stronghold. Never forget that they have the advantage. I don't know a blasphemy from a hole in the ground. All I know is that I'm ready to kill the bleeding thing. No voluntold? Zeb, you're a bit late for that. I got voluntold a while ago. Everyone is here? Good. We make for the Ciudades in search of Dow's hideout. Our friend Noel will be waiting for us there. The blasphemy, too, may be present. Be vigilant and keep your weapons at the ready. Well, Commander, do you have any words for your men on the eve of battle? All for one. The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. We meet again, Dow. Where is the blasphemy? Tell us tell us now so we may end this madness. Oh. That's a good sound, right? Oh! Speak of the bloody devil! Shh, there it is! The dread beast I saw beneath the waves. The source of our woes. The echo of all the times. Shizune, why are you drawing your weapons when you know you're getting an echo vision? Defend the commander. I bring grave tidings, my queen. The wretched shore walkers poison the minds of my spawn brothers with false words and foul magics. Our poor beguiled brethren renounce Lord Leviathan and name him a false god. They treat with Limsa Lominsa, and some even call for an alliance. We must summon him, that the lost might receive his blessing anew. This I would gladly do had our stock of crystals not run dry. Spawning time is nearly upon us, yet you fight and bicker amongst yourselves. How am I to birth a new brood when my children grown stand divided? Who dares enter the sacred chamber? Forgive my intrusion, Queen Mother. I speak for the Sahagin who seek an accord with the shore walkers. A new age is upon us. We needn't turn to false gods nor foment bitterness and bloodshed in our precious spawning grounds. The shore walkers have changed. They endeavor to understand us, to share these lands with us, that they may have peace and we our spawning grounds. Could this be true? Lies! Lies! Do not be deceived by that one's delusions, my queen. He is a heathen who has strayed from Lord Leviathan's light. The shorewalkers are oathbreakers, now and forevermore. As they extend one hand in friendship, they clutch a dagger in the other. We are beasts in their eyes, deserving of naught but slaughter. Oh, for a blessed moment. I felt the faintest touch of hope. But you are right, Tao. They are demons, and we are damned. Oh, for woe! My poor children have lost their faith. Their minds poisoned by lies. They turn away from from the Lord of the World and cast their lot with the enemy. 'Tis so, my queen, 'tis so. We will have no choice but to abandon our sacred spawning grounds and sink to the ocean's floor to rot and decay. Thou, dearest of my children, you tell them, or what, that we have no future? How can I bring new life into this world, knowing that my brood will have their hearts stolen? Whoop, too fast. Stolen and abandoned me. How can I bear this unbearable sadness? I cannot. What's happening? Please, my queen, you must calm yourself. Shark! Such power, such beauty, a blessing from Lord Leviathan himself. So this is a blasphemy, eh? I can see that what all the fuss was about. Have your wits about you? Or have your wits about you? Good. If you can fight, now's the time. Strike now, my queen! Send the shore walkers and their honorless leader to her death! That looks bad. What's happening? I can't feel my legs. Psh, why, mother? Are we not your children too? Oh. Damn it! We cannot weather another blow like the last. I still don't know what in the seven hells just happened, but I'll be damned if I'm going to go down without a fight. Steady! The beast is feeding on our ether. Will not survive a headlong fight. Or head-on fight. Landinel, Uod, remember the company stratagem when faced with the overwhelming odds. Retreat! Retreat! Let's get ourselves the bloody hells out of here. That's probably for the best. Where did that gunshot come from? Were the other beasts we faced also once my spawn brothers? I cannot bear the thought. I stretch. I posture check. And I hydrate. So that was the blasphemy. Intriguing creature. For the first time in many summers, we find ourselves with a worthy foe. You gotta go eat. Alright, you have a good night, Ash. Face to face with the damned beast, and I could barely lift my spear. Next time, mark my words, that bastard fish is going to pay. When no path to victory can be found, flee and fight another day. It might not be the kind of approach that It might not be the kind of approach that makes a bard sing our praises, but it's kept us alive, and that's enough. You have a good night, Ash. Damn it all. We'd have better luck holding back the tide. How goes it, friends? Is what I would normally ask, but judging from the muttered cursing, I gather it did not go well at all. Or at all well. We barely escaped with our lives. To think the damned beast had the power to stop us in our tracks. Literally. What do we know of the creature's origins? Was it once a Sahagin, as you suspect? Mayhap the echo afforded Shizune some insight. As it happens, it did. It was their queen. Psh, Dao's villainy knows no bounds! Sowing seeds of despair in our queen mother's heart, that she might transform into that monstrosity. If she was the first to turn, then there was nothing deliberate about it. Still, it's clear that his words served as a catalyst. If we kill the blasphemy, it'll be tantamount to killing the Sahagan's queen. That's not going to endear us to them one bit. Psh, I cannot turn my spear against the mother who birthed me, let alone take her life. Out of curiosity, did anyone see who fired that shot? Were it not for them, we'd all be dead. I know not, but we must formulate a plan, and quickly. My scouts tell me that the blasphemy has left the island and now roams the open sea. I will order them to continue the search. In the meantime, we must find a means to overcome the beast's formidable offense. Leave that to us. Time and again, we've used our wits and experience to triumph over the longest odds. To defeat your enemy, first you must know your enemy. Tell me, Commander, what do you reckon was the most valuable knowledge we gleaned from our initial encounter? That the blasphemy has the power to absorb ether. I concur. Now that we know how the beast disables its foes, we can use this knowledge to devise a proper defense against it. But that is not all we have learned. While the blasphemy can maneuver through the water, it also frequents caves and the like. Our best chance of defeating it would be in such a place. Our only chance, I dare say. I will send scouts to identify any and all large caverns and coastal areas that could serve as shelter for a massive creature. To ensure the safety of our people, and to have any hope for peace with the Sahagin, this is a battle we must win. All your strength and wisdom will be needed in the days to come. Dismissed. Okay, so new plan. In light of how long it took us just to get these quests done, we are going to do the bard quests, and then on Sunday we'll do tank, healer, and caster, And then we'll continue with MSQ on Tuesday. Come, let us share our findings with the Maelstrom. Not that way. This way. I miscalculated how long these quests were gonna take. Which, you know, fair. I'm sitting here like, oh, it'll only be like 20 quests. It'll be fine. Ha. If even the famed company of heroes could not bring it down, this so-called blasphemy must be a formidable beast indeed. The Admiral told me of your encounter with the blasphemy. The result may not have been ideal, but I am heartened to see you return safely. Now that we have seen what the blasphemy is capable of ourselves, 'tis more plain to me than ever that it must be slain. Reach out to all trade ships entering and departing Limsa. Inform them that any sightings of the blasphemy are to be reported to Maelstrom Command at once. Understood. But given the beast's abilities, how do you intend to overcome it? I trust that the company of heroes and Shizune, experienced primal slayers all, will find a way. And yet, I would leave no resource untapped. There is one more whose expertise I would call upon, if he would agree. Even Wiskett is at a loss as to his former commander's whereabouts, but mayhap Ainzer could offer some guidance. No doubt you are still fatigued from the battle with the blasphemy. Pray rest while you are able. When we are ready to take further action, you will hear from me. Till then, take care. Yep. Laters. Okay, and now we return to Radzat Han. Fortunately, doing up to level 88 now means when we get back from Redacted and before we go to other Redacted, we'll only have 2 quests for each role to do, so maybe it'll be more feasible to do them all in one stream. I think I just bit off more than I could chew with this. I want Bard. Nope, not there. There. Can I, like, tell you what's been going on? This is not the right room. Aha. Ah, okay. He doesn't have anything new to say. Fair enough. The Doman Delegate is seeking able-bodied adventurers on behalf of Lord Hien. Do mine eyes deceive me? Lady Shizune! Oh, thank the Kami. Lord Hien has requested assistance in the resolution of a most urgent matter. The hunt for a fell beast believed to be a blasphemy. Though we have made great strides in ensuring the safety of our people, we fear even our finest shinobi will be no match for this enemy, for it commands the skies of Doma. But as your talent for striking down foes at a distance is beyond compare, I can think of no one better to aid us in overcoming. Well, if no other marksman is up to the task... Oh, Kami be praised. I shall inform Lady Yugiri that she may receive you at the Doman Enclave. Safe travels, Lady Shizune. You know what? Excuse me a moment. I kinda wanna change my glamour for this. Let's see if we can't come up with something a little more culturally appropriate. Or at least let's see if I have anything. I mean, I should, I think. Checking in here first. Oh, right, I have, okay. Here we go. All right, let's start with this. Nope. Eh. Hmm. And then I think where, oh wait, it might be here. Yes. What about this glamour? I'm gonna save this as a maybe. I'm also gonna run over to the market board and see how much a certain thing costs. And then decide how I feel about it as... Or not just it, but like the gear I have in mind in general. Let's see here. Was it on this page or is it going to be all the way in the back? Oh, look, an ad break. Perfect. So I will get my glamour situation in order. Here we go. Do I want these? No. But... Shisu. Did I misread something? Oh, Shishu. I did misread something. There we go. Is that any good? It's not really what I'm going for. What about... Let me check in here real quick. Not the... What about the Rakshasa stuff? And, don't like that either. There's not a whole lot of, like, actually... I was gonna say decent, but to my taste looking... That's not gonna... See, I'm trying to find something that, like... doesn't look overly fancy, but also doesn't look overly schleppy. But striking that balance with Far Eastern stuff is a little bit difficult. This looks like it's more suited for samurai. Oh, wait a minute. What about... Do I own this top on this character? No. Might as well. Yeah. I've got the gil for it, so why not? Okay. Let me go back to Ul'dah now. Actually, do I have the pants? Did that go with? I know I have them on my main. No. Yeah, sure. And then what about the shoes? I might have better shoes. We'll see. I'm not going to mix the top and the pants together necessarily because I don't like doing that, but as separate pieces, they're pretty good. Man, there's one top I think would work really well for this, but it's from a quest from post Endwalker, so that does not actually help us right now. Oh, it'd help if I put my new stuff in here, huh? Body, let me in. Put you in there. Yep. Oh, I've never put this back in. Whoops. And legs. There we go. All right, so how about this? Is this better? With this bow and arrow? I like that top. Welcome back, guys. I'm still slightly figuring things out. Oh. No. No. These are all of the pants I own. This is a maybe. No. Man, the worst part about this is if I was on my main, I'd have stuff that I would be really happy with, but we're not on my main right now. Ugh, am I gonna have to... This wasn't so bad. Maybe. Oh, they're not the dyeable version, though. Otherwise, I'd dye it off the gold. That just looks like a mess. Okay. I guess this is fine. It roughly portrays what I'm trying to... the mood I'm trying to give. What if... See, I think this top works a little bit better. The butterfly brings it all together. I think it'll be fine. All right. Okay. And now off to the Domin Enclave. Is that the color I want it dyed? Or, I'll worry about that later. I can always dye it later. Anyway, hey, Gary. It is good to see you, Shizune. When we received word that you, of all people, had answered our call, I could scarcely believe it. Yet here you are. So what's the matter? Lord Hien will be pleased for this reunion. If you would wait here for a moment. Okay. Well, well, that the kami should guide your steps to our door once more, and with such fortuitous timing. Good to see you too. Pray forgive me for not affording you a hero's welcome, but time is not on our side. Not long after receiving word of men transforming into hideous beasts in Thavnair, a similar creature was born of a woman in Hisari. After attacking another villager, it took to the skies and fled, though to where we know not. All too cruel twist of fate, for the one slain was among the prisoners returned to us in that deplorable exchange with the Asahi and the Empire. Just when we had, or they had at last begun to piece their life back together. This blasphemy must be stopped. Alas, our foe is wont to keep to the skies, well beyond the reach of our samurai and shinobi. Thus did we seek the aid of those proficient in ranged combat, able to pluck the beast from the heavens. Of course, martial prowess alone will not solve our problems. Others have turned into weaker but no less gruesome abominations, as was the case in Thavnair, and their numbers increased by the day. From what I understand, this phenomenon is not unlike a sickness which spreads by feeding on fear and anxiety. Emotions which, of late, can be found in abundance. Slaying the beasts means nothing if the people's hearts cannot be put at ease. Lord Hien! You have to help the villagers. They... Sir, please, calm yourself and tell us what happened. Another has been turned in Namai, my lord. For a blessing, no one was harmed when the beast flew into a rage, but the people are in a panic. I fear what may happen next. It would seem we have even less time than I thought. Worry not. We will see to the beast. As of yet, there is no cure for this affliction, but we will save what lives we can, I promise you. I trust you are ready to join the fray. It was last seen near the glittering basin. Come, I will show you. Still no sign of the beast, or any other for that matter. Without a cure, we've no choice but to cut them down before they can cause more harm. The beast was right here, I swear it. I thank you for for leading us here, but it is not safe. Please return to your village. We should split up if we're to have any chance of finding it. Shizune, would you see to the west? I will search in the north. Yugiri, I leave the east to you. If you find it, remember, these blasphemies are no longer people. They will not hesitate to strike you down, so you mustn't either. Now, let us not waste any more time. Roger. Okay, and especially since we're here, gonna switch over to a mount that's a little more appropriate. Aha. Oh, it's a tiny little guy. Also, why have I not had River out this entire time? Also, check it out. He's rank 18. 2 more ranks. Hopefully, I will get there before we're caught up with the game, because that'd be embarrassing. If I wasn't, I mean. Oh, I didn't even realize there was a kid here. Hey, are you okay? Are you all right? We heard shouting and came as fast as we could. It would appear Shizune arrived not a moment too soon. Why? Huh? Why did you kill my brother? Oh, kid. Your brother? Young man, that creature was not your kin. Not anymore. Had she not laid it to rest, it would have killed you and countless others. But if your heart cries out for one to blame, let it be me. The beast was slain at my behest, for it was the only way. No! No, you're wrong! You killed him! Murdered him! I hate you! Oh, hey! Issei, what are you doing here? Searching for Tombo, though clearly you found him first. The monster was his older brother, as you may have guessed, and Tombo gave chase the moment it ran off. I beg you forgive him for his outburst. His brother was all he had left. Their father was conscripted by the Empire and was regrettably not among those returned to us in the recent exchange of prisoners. The hope they might one day be reunited was their only comfort when the Viceroy still ruled. I can only imagine how they felt when she walked into Asari, a shadow of her former self. Tsuyu may have had no memories of the monster she was, but her victims still see her in their dreams. Nevertheless, like many, the brothers prayed your mercy would see their family restored. But then they learned of her death and of their father's absence. Deprived of hope and of hate all at once, they had nothing. My apologies for rambling. No, it is a rather enlightening tale. I spared the woman who brought him pain, and took the brother who brought him comfort. I would hate me too. I swear I will set things right for Tombo, for all the people of Doma. Please return home, Issei, and be safe. Tell your sister I say hi. Let us return to the Doman Enclave. This ordeal has given me much to consider. Oh, you know what? Let me just do one teeny little bit of a thing. A very important teeny little thing. Yeah. There we go. Much better. Doman Enclave. I do not envy Lord Hien the burden now thrust upon him, but he shall not have to bear it alone. I owe you a great debt for your timely assistance, and an apology, for I have made you an executioner in young Tombo's eyes. Would that I had been the one he witnessed cut down the beast his brother had become. But we haven't the time to dwell on regrets and what should have been. No, we need to take action, and after hearing of Tombo and his brother, I believe I know what must be done. A great many of our brothers and sisters were returned to us in the prisoner exchange, but even so, there are those who yet remain lost to us. Meanwhile, Yotsuyu, who was directly responsible for much of our people's suffering, was never held to account for her crimes. In death, she claimed vengeance for her suffering at the hands of her brother, but it came at the expense of justice for her countless victims. The people of Doma have every right to resent me for failing them in their grief. But what of those who cannot bring themselves to do even that, who are left alone with their anger and their pain? It may well give way to despair, and then they would share the same fate as Tombo's brother, yes. Which is why we must needs consider who else might share in his anguish, and ere we find ourselves beset by more beasts. I will begin making rounds of the villages to inquire after those whom their neighbors believe are more distressed of late. Very good. I and the other shinobi shall continue our search for the blasphemy which set these events in motion. And you, my friend, we will have need of your talents again ere long. Rest assured, we will keep you apprised of our findings. I keep saying appraised, and that is not the right word. Lord Hien's extended absence from the Enclave does not sit well with Yugiri. Ah, Shizune, we have yet to ascertain the whereabouts of the blasphemy from Isari, but for a blessing we have received no reports of others that have turned. Lord Hien, for his part, has made a concerted effort to go about the villages and converse with his subjects directly. I suspect his constant presence has served to allay the people's fears. As one might expect, he has ever been dedicated and diligent, but I fear he has been away overlong. I thought to go and visit what should have been his last destination, Isari. Might I ask you to accompany me? Of course. Thank you. I am sure there is no cause for concern, but nevertheless, I should be glad to find him quickly. Just want to check something. Oh. Trying to decide if I like the socks better dyed or not dyed. I'll figure it out later. Asari. So, closest way to get to Asari is, I know the Ruby Sea, but what am I saying? It'd be on Okoro, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's not even a question. All right. Oh, it's somebody's mount. I was really confused because it's a Cloud of Darkness mount. But at first glance, it looks like the same kind of purple smoke as like a quest location where monsters are gonna spawn, so I thought it was a visual glitch at first. Thank goodness we found him. But why has he remained here so long, I wonder? Shizune, Yugiri, my friend, apologies if I gave you cause for your concern. Assessing the state of affairs here in Asari has proven difficult. To put it simply, the people, one and all, refuse to speak with me. They simply bow their heads and turn away at my approach. Knowing the blasphemy originated here, I cannot help but wonder if that has aught to do with their silence. Perhaps you could attempt to engage with the people in my stead. Surely they have no cause to deny the two of you. I should hope not. Nevertheless, I will don a disguise, lest I draw undue attention. Come, Shizune. Let us see what we can discover. Thank you. Both of you. Am I gonna be able to recognize Yugiri? Is she hanging out here? I almost forgot to talk to Hien again. Do the people here not wish for the monstrosity to be laid low and for peace to reign once more? Why have they elected to behave in this manner? I just want to see if I can find you, Gary, before I start the quest. Is she gonna be somewhere here? Oh, there she is. I'm so smart. The situation here in Asari is complicated, to say the least. Yeah, how complicated? Oh. Time to find out. A blasphemy? You are mistaken, my friend. Our village was visited not by a monster, but a kami, Izanami. Where Lord Hien is cold and callous, she offers us boundless compassion and love. Aye, that's right. The blasphemy was born of a young woman here in Asari. Tragic, really. Every day she prayed for the safe return of her husband, but it was not to be. If I am to be honest, I fear the loss drove her poor mother-in-law mad. Kisei has ever been a devout believer in the kami and their blessings, but she's somehow convinced herself that Minato has become one. The delusions of a grieving parent, obviously, but an alarming number of people have come to share in her belief. Heresy is what it is. Man, the one downside to the fact that we can now summon our mounts while running is I used to use running to cancel summoning a mount if I started summoning the wrong one or something, or if I like hit summon, like to summon a mount instead of sprint, and now I can't do that. I owe a great debt to Lord Hien. If not for him, I would still be fighting under the Imperial standard. But the village suffered dearly under the occupation. What's more, our lord failed to punish the viceroy for her crimes and failed to reunite many with their loved ones. I understand why some would think poorly of him, even if I do not. Okay, it's not his fault who was and wasn't returned among the conscripts. She's still saying the same thing. All right. I see. Little wonder they would refuse to confide in me. The belief held by some that this blasphemy is a kami, however, is quite concerning. Izanami presides over life and death. She gave birth to the nation of Doma and ushers souls of the departed unto the land of the dead. I trust you understand what it would mean to deny them a source of hope in such dark times, even one such as this. The villagers also claim this Kisei can speak with the dead. In fact, she will be holding a gathering to demonstrate her powers ere long. The perfect opportunity to gauge the extent of their fanaticism. Not for me, of course. My presence would draw undue attention. Might I ask you both to attend in my stead? Her followers will be gathering in the tavern. Come. O spirits of Isari, I beseech you, lend me your voice and let your presence be known. Cross the veil and be among us once more. Akitsu. Father? Still tending the nets, like I taught you? Yes, Father. Every day. Thanks to you, we never want for fish. Our bellies are never empty. I am proud to be your son. I was always too embarrassed to tell you before, but... And I am proud to have been your father. May you ever be blessed by the sea's bounty. It hurts. Father, what's wrong? Ma'am, you are a fucking con artist. He is in terrible pain, my child. Those who have cheated death's design yet live. It has disrupted the natural order, and the spirits suffer for it. What must we do to ease their pain? Fear not. Izanami shall put all to rights. She will claim the souls not long for this world and deliver them unto the hereafter. When her work is finished, your father's spirit and all the others will find peace. Can you find my father? Can you help me speak with him? Kise, can you commune with my husband? What about my family? Please, Kise, please! You know, this reminds me a lot of an episode of Leverage, actually. That guy was cold reading. She's probably just using the fact that she knows these people because they all live in the same village. It's not that hard to do what she did when you knew the deceased, or at least know the people you're talking to personally. She seemed convincing enough, but was that truly Akitsu's father that spoke through her? Nah. So, is Kise's ability all that she claims? I doubt it. All it would take is knowing Kise and knowing that his father taught him how to... Or not Kise, Akitsu. Knowing that his father was the one who taught him how to fish. A young man spoke with his dearly departed father through her? I find that rather hard to believe. Even so, those in attendance appeared quite convinced, my lord. And I suspect a great many of the villagers I've spoken with recently are as well. Everywhere I went, the people were in so much pain, and there was nothing I could do or say to give them solace. Yet for all their anguish, there has not been a single report of villagers turning since the incident with Tombo's brother. Which can only mean word of Kise and her ability to speak with the deceased has spread. The belief we can commune with our loved ones in death is a comfort far beyond my power to provide. But it's based on a lie. Though I fail to see how the people would abide the kami claiming innocent lives to restore order. She comes! Izanami! The blasphemy? Here? Lord Hien, the kami! She appears as if from nowhere. In the next instant, this poor man was... So we were too late. Wasn't he one of the villagers? Or I spoke with him before in Asari. Oh. You recognize him then? Yeah, he was one of the returned prisoners. Curious that he and the blasphemy's first victim were former conscripts. What could the fiend be after, I wonder? Revenge? It does not become my lord to speak ill of the kami. I understand you are come to investigate the rumors of a monster born in our village. A blasphemy, you called it. But you are sorely mistaken. My daughter-in-law, Minato, was chosen to serve as a vessel for Izanami. I witnessed her ascension with my own eyes. Oh, did that woman say something that caused her to change? Or was she sane before? Minato, please! I can't. I won't. There's no logic in it. No justice. The Witch of Doma spared, given a second chance, and my husband condemned to die as a conscript. I'll never know what became of him. Lord Hien can't give me even that. And when I look at the families he made hold of, at their happiness, I feel the hole in my heart, the gaping wound that will never heal, begin to bleed. Only at my beloved's side will I find peace. Oh, sweetie, you're not even gonna get that if you change. You mustn't lose faith, Minato. All will be well. Trust in the kami, in Izanami. I want to believe, but... Izanami has come to bring peace to the souls of the departed, to restore balance between their world and ours. Surely you would not dare defy the will of the kami. This balance you speak of has claimed the lives of 2 innocents, but recently returned to us. I cannot, I will not accept that the kami would condone such cruelty. No crueler than the sight of Yotsuyu free and forgiven, while my husband and son fought Garlemont's wars, now dead and forgotten in the foreign land. I mean, just because they weren't returned doesn't mean that they aren't still out there fighting. Or, I guess at this point, the Empire's kind of fucked, but you get my point. With all due respect, Lord Hien, it is not your duty to protect Doma and her, or is it not your duty to protect Doma and her people? How are we to place our faith in the man who places the enemy's safety and well-being above that of his own subjects? She had amnesia! Only the Kami are deserving of our adoration, as they have always been. Vengeance isn't justice! And there's way too many people that have to hear that, by the way. Are you all right? For a moment, you seemed unwell. Taking other people's loved ones away from them isn't going to bring your son or your husband back. The villagers are no doubt loath to ask it of me, but preparations must be made for burials and funeral rites. I can offer that much at least. You seemed rather distracted during our conversation with Kisei. Is something the matter? Yeah, I had an echo vision. You know about that, right? The echo and the blasphemy was indeed born of Minato. To bear witness to such horror, how her mind must have struggled to comprehend what she saw. And as a woman of faith, perhaps her only surviving family becoming one of the divine was the only reality with which she could come to terms. I believe I know now what must be done. I but pray her fervor does not drive her to oppose us. Come, let us return to the Enclave. That's not where I wanted to go. Hang on. Enclave. What do you suppose Lord Hien intends to do? From what you told me of your vision, the nature of Minato's despair, as well as the focus of her ire, is clear. 'Tis plain she was a good-natured and kind-hearted woman, grieving for the loss of her husband. I don't know about that. She was begrudging other people their happiness because she didn't get it. And, like, I know grief can do stupid things, but when you're upset about other people having what you don't, that's not a good thing. That does not make you a good person. This loss alone may not have been enough to turn her, but my failure to hold Yotsuyu to account, together with the sight of other families reunited, compounded the turmoil in her broken heart. She was jealous. Let's just put it straight out there. She was jealous of the people who got their loved ones back. A path to despair paved by my good intentions. A truth that will weigh heavy on my conscience and unto my dying day. Minato was prepared to die in sadness rather than live in hatred. If she could see the best Urbishi has become, she would implore us to stop her. I don't think that's why she was about to kill herself. I think she just couldn't... She wanted to be by her husband's side again, I think. But we don't even know if he's actually dead. He could still be out there. Again, we know they didn't return all the conscripts because we ran into people from Doma and Garlemald. Which is why we must find the others who were returned to us in the prisoner exchange before they come to harm. Once their safety is assured, we may hunt down the blasphemy and bring a close to this tragedy. There is work to be done, yet Ugiri appears reluctant to take action. Shizune, if you are come to ask after the blasphemy, I have naught to share. As of yet, our shinobi have seen no sign of the beast. The returnees, however, are all accounted for, and Lord Hien has seen them safely to the Kankan. As such, he is presently assisting with the hunt. For a blessing, there have been no reports of other villagers returning, and yet... Before the situation takes a turn for the worse, there is a matter I feel warrants further investigation. Kisei. Though a villager of Isari, I suspect she may, in fact, hail from my home, Sui no Sato. Knowing they would be loath to answer my inquiries, I entreated the Kojin to contact Sui no Sato in my stead. To hear tell of it, Princess Kurenai has made great strides in establishing stronger ties with the outside world. At mention of Kisei, however, their cordial warmth turned strangely cold. Hey, I know Kurenai. I may or may not be partially responsible for helping with her opening things up to the outside world. If we are to learn more, I fear we have little choice but to go and speak with the people of Sui no Sato ourselves. A simple visit for you, I imagine, but my banishment complicates matters. That said, it has been many years since I left home. Were I to disguise myself, I might go unnoticed in your company, if you are willing to take the risk. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Loro then. Here we go. The garments I wore when we first met. Sufficient, I think, to conceal my identity. How many years has it been since last I saw home? I am a shinobi of Doma, but even as a child, I sought to ensure the safety and survival of Sui no Sato. I was quite bold in those days, if not a touch reckless, and together with the other children, I often ventured beyond the borders of home. We yearned for adventure, and so one day we sought to behold the wonders of Doma. Imagine our horror to discover a city of ruin and ash, Imperial soldiers marching through the streets. We fled at the sight, but in my haste I lost my way in the bamboo groves. It was there I first met a young boy named Shun, a sweaty mess as he swung his wooden sword with reckless abandon. Training to fulfill his duty as a samurai, he said. Having seen the destruction of which the Empire was capable, I too felt the need to protect my home. I joined him in his exercises, and every day my resolve to protect those I love grew. Sadly, my elders refused to listen. They were content to remain hidden beneath the waves, and hopefully, the Empire's notice. With a heavy heart, I left in search of the strength I believed we sorely needed, and I found it as a shinobi. But the people feared war and conflict would follow on my heels should I return. I do not begrudge them their decision, nor do I regret mine own. Part of me is overjoyed at the thought of seeing home again. Openly defying the wishes of the Ruby Princess, however, would bode ill for my family. They have suffered enough for my transgressions. That is why, for their sake, I would remain naught but a faceless shinobi at your employ. Thank you. With that in mind, let us make for Sui no Sato. There's a look I haven't seen in a while. All these years, yet naught appears to have changed since the day I left. But now's not the time to reminisce. We have work to do. Kisei's departure from Sueno Sato was likely decades ago. Perhaps the village elders will know why she chose to leave. Yugiri is now accompanying you! Yay! Alright. I'm gonna withdraw River for now. Kisei? The name sounds familiar, and yet... Apologies, friend. My memory is not what it once was. Let us seek out another. Oh yeah, this is the quest that made me realize the whole thing about our horn sizes, because, like, look how ginormous her horns are, and we have the same kind of horns. My, it has been quite some time since last I heard that name. She was a priestess of the village, banished after drawing the ire of the Ruby Princess. What has become of her after all these years, I wonder? Please, is there anything else you can tell us? Unagi was quite close with her, if memory serves. Perhaps you should seek her out. Mother, I had hoped to avoid my parents, but if there is no other way... Shizune, might I ask you to take the lead? Sure. It's not like that's not what I was doing before. But yeah, no, look at my horns compared to her horns. Those are formidable. And mine are... small. Youthful? They're not little baby Ara nubbins, but... like... they're not like what these little beans have on their heads, but... oh right, I can fly here. I just want to say hi to a certain someone real... oh, she's not here. Okay, never mind. Right, I guess she would be in the palace and switching off with, I forget her friend's name. I say, are you not the adventurer who aided Yugiri in Doma's liberation? I am. 'Tis good to see you again. To what do we owe the honor of your visit? I just realized I forgot to talk to you, Gary. Oh well, too late now. Kisei. Yes, we were close, but that was a long, long time ago. Still, if I can be of assistance to the woman to whom we owe so much, I will share all I know. Kisei was born to a family of priests, and even at an early age she was possessed of extraordinary abilities. Much was expected of her, but everything changed the day she said she could speak with the dead. No one believed her at first, but she continued to insist she could, and strove to prove it by demonstrating knowledge well beyond her years. Knowledge of events to which she could not have been privy. Word of her talent eventually reached the Ruby Princess, and she was summoned to Shisui of the Violet Tides for a private audience. No one knows what Kisei said to her in the palace, only that the princess was incandescent with rage and ordered her exile forthwith. Some believe Kisei revealed a terrible secret of the royal house, or perhaps spoke a blatant falsehood that proved her a liar. Indeed, the knowledge she claimed to divine from the dead was not always truthful. But who is to say the dead would know the truth, or not seek to deceive? Thus could we never be certain if it was simply a fantasy or of a power divine. The one thing that is certain certain is that no small number of people found comfort in her words. Would that I could tell you more, but sadly I have not seen or spoken with Kisei since her banishment. We have, unfortunately. Forgive me, but have we met your companion before? She looks familiar. Oh, I almost hit F5 because I'm so used to doing that when I'm like, I want to know how both of these would go if what would Shizune say? I'm gonna go with this one. I think I did go with this one on my main. I'm gonna go with this one and probably get cut off in the middle of trying to out her. I imagine she does, considering she's... You could not possibly know me. I am but a lowly shinobi of Doma, nothing more. Oh, she knows. Being a shinobi, I presume you have heard tales of Yukiri Mistwalker. Should you chance to meet her, may I ask you to deliver her a message? Tell her that her mother and father love her. That we could not be more proud of her. I will. I just realized how big her dad's horns are. Holy shit. I have no doubt she feels the same, and not a day goes by without you and her thoughts. Ahem. I believe we have heard enough. Shall we return to Onokoro? Sure. Not you, Gary. Old Aura have such giant horns, holy shit. My apologies for placing you in so peculiar a situation. Though I must confess, it did my heart good to see mother and father well. All the more reason I must do all I can to keep the peace. As a shinobi of Doma, no, as a member of the Eastern Alliance. Maybe there will come a day when Sueno Sato opens to the world. A day when Yugiri Mistwalker can be reunited with her mother and father. I hope so. Would that Lord Hien could be afforded the same opportunity. But Lord Kaien and Lady Mina have long since passed. Two of too many lives lost in the Imperial occupation. I cannot imagine he would ever succumb to despair. But make no mistake, Lord Hien knows the pain of his people all too well. I can see it in his eyes, and if I may be honest, it troubles me at times. But perhaps I have said too much. Come, we mustn't keep him waiting. For a blessing, Onokoro appears to be untouched by the recent chaos. For now, at least. Welcome back. I trust your journey proved an enlightening one. It did. I got to meet Yugiri's mama and papa. So she does, in fact, hail from Sueno Sato. And you say she has possessed these divine gifts since childhood? Allegedly. Genuine or no, the people believe her, and more flock to her side with every passing day. But the returnees are safe at the Kane-Khan. Its defense is bolstered. As for the blasphemy, I have spoken with our Confederate allies, among others, and together we will establish a network of contacts across the length and breadth of Doma to take up the search in earnest. Mark my words, we will find it. Yugiri appears armed and ready to leave the Enclave, which can only mean one thing. We found it? You've arrived at, not a moment too soon. The blasphemy has been sighted on the coast. For a mercy, there are no reported casualties as of yet. Just the woman I was hoping to see. No sooner had we cast wide our net than a Confederate messenger was at our door. If you would join us, Rasho awaits our arrival at Onokoro. Well, ad break. All right. I'm actually going to get up for a little bit. I need to walk around and stretch my legs. I will see you guys on the other side of the ad. Everybody go get snacks and stretch and make sure you're topped off on water and give your pets some snuggles, and I will see you guys when I get back. right, we're back. Welcome back, everybody. All right, last quest of the night. We're going to Onokoro again. Here we go. Also, I accidentally minimized an internet window, and now I'm realizing I had like 5 open. Found the one I was looking for. Okay, do you need to be open? No. Do you? Why did I have like multiple windows open, or like multiple instances of Firefox open that were all on like Tumblr and Blue Sky? I genuinely do not have a problem. I think I just had it open and then because I was going to post something and then forgot and then opened it again. Hear about the blasphemy, yes? Lord Hien and Yugiri should be arriving soon enough. Well now, that the noble Lord of Doma should come in person once again. Mayhap these blasphemies truly are a threat. You have no idea. Indeed, they are. And I was told you and yours sighted our quarry quite recently. Aye, that we did. Near the islands of Shoal Rock. The beast appeared to be docile by all accounts, but appearances can be deceiving. If it is as you say, and this blasphemy has eyes only for former conscripts, then we have naught to fear. I trust those we accepted into our care are still in yours at the Keinkan, enjoying the finest Doman hospitality. Anyway, I know not why it came to the Ruby Sea, nor why it remains idle. But if we act quickly, there's a chance we can take it unawares. I propose we divide our forces. If you're willing to go ashore, we'll take a ship to encircle about the isles, or the islands. The first to find it will have the honor of the kill. It's probably gonna take all of us. Ha! A simple enough plan. Shall we be off to Shoal Rock then? Guys, you are underestimating how powerful these things are. Please listen to me. I can't imagine it will take long to deal with this creature once we corner it. I had thought we earned a reprieve from battle with the Imperial withdrawal, but it seems I was mistaken. So be it. I'll not suffer this monster to threaten us any longer. Make ready, Shizune. Should we find the beast first, we must be prepared to strike at once. I am prepared to try. This is where the blasphemy was last sighted. If the fates are kind, this will all be over soon. Damn! Such speed. I doubt even my falcons could keep pace with it. Bah! Don't tell me that's the blasphemy flying off into the distance. I hoped the ill will it bore me in life might compel the beast to stay and fight. Perhaps less of Minato remains than I thought. Minato? That monstrosity was Minato? You knew her? Her family tried to flee to Hingashi during the occupation, but their ship was raided and sunk. When we happened upon the wreckage, she was huddled between her parents on a piece of flotsam, desperate to keep warm, but they had long since grown cold. We took her to Onokoro, where we nursed her back to health. Couldn't imagine what horrors she must have witnessed. The mere sight of our weapons was enough to make her start screaming. She was clearly unfit for our trade, so we sought a village that might take her in. Isari was that village. Several months later, I chanced to meet her on this very beach. She was in the company of a young Ari fisherman, and I knew at once she had found more than a home here, or home there. I saw them here many times after that. She found something comforting about this place, I think. According to reports from Radzat Han, the memories and desires of those who turn can influence their behavior as blasphemies. Then perhaps Minato's memories are what compelled the beast to come here. That would also explain its timid nature. Minato was never one for violence, and the sight of you, blade drawn, no doubt stirred what little of the woman remains in the monster. If that is the case, an assault on the Kenkan is unlikely, guarded as it is by our samurai. But how are we to fight an enemy so quick to flee at the first sight of danger? Robbed of her parents, and now her life. I would rather we didn't have to at all. But I understand full well the risk we take by doing nothing. If we catch sight of the blasphemy again, you will be the first to know. Perhaps next time we can put her soul to rest. We scarcely had time to draw our weapons ere it fled. Perhaps we must reconsider our approach. There is naught to do now but bide our time. Come, let us return to the Enclave. If the blasphemy fears to show itself, there is no telling how long it may take to track it down a second time. Given what we have learned, it seems likely that the blasphemy will return to Shell Rock. But that knowledge will avail us not if we cannot prevent it from escaping again. Lord Hien, on behalf of the people of Isari, we are come with a request. We welcome you with open arms and open hearts. What is it you would ask of me? Those returned to us in the prisoner exchange have been granted shelter at the Kenkan. That they yet live is an affront to the Kami's grand design, and the spirits of our loved ones suffer for it. Balance these needs to must needs be restored, and so I beseech you to render them unto the goddess Izanami. No. Absolutely not. 'Tis not our place to pray for the death of others, nor draw steel to sate mere bloodlust. When I take a life, be it by command or my own hand, I do so not in service to vengeance, but to uphold my duty to Doma and her people. How did your mercy for Yotsuyu serve your duty? How were your people made better by the sight of her walking free? For her crimes and her cruelty, I cut her down the day we took Doma Castle. I sought to kill her, and by rights she should have died then and there. But the Kami willed otherwise, and returned her to us alive and bereft of her memories. With no recollection of her deeds, it would have been Tsuyu who faced punishment, not Yotsuyu. This was my judgment, and for it you were denied the justice you deserved. You have every right to resent me. But you come before me and ask that I sacrifice men and women whose only crime was to suffer, to be condemned to a life of servitude. If you truly believe your cause to be a sacrosanct, believe yourselves fit to bear the burden and swing the sword, then step forward. Sophistry and lies! They were meant to die! The spirits demand it! Are these the words of the dead, or the living who yet mourn? Hey, I forgot he showed up so soon. Word of the Asari priestess and her gifts has spread far and wide, and I thought to see the truth of it for myself. By coincidence, I crossed paths with a traveler hailing from the self-same village, who had a mind to return as well, but alas, could not. And so he bid me deliver a missive in his stead. Judging by the striking resemblance, I take it you are the young fisher Akitsu. This is a letter from my father. He was severely wounded in battle, but expects to make a full recovery. He's alive. But then, but that would mean... Surely a woman of your talents can divine a plausible explanation for this turn of events. You shall pay for this contumely. My daughter will make certain of that. You lied to them and manipulated them. For all you know, your son is still out there alive. And you used their grief at the fact that their loved ones weren't here. Apologies for the abrupt and otherwise unannounced arrival. As you can see, my Lord Hien, I am returned. Full glad am I for it. Thanks to your timely arrival, we have given the lie to Kisei's claims of preternatural powers. I gather you are apprised of recent events? Aye. It did not take long to learn the state of affairs here in Doma, and that my assistance may be required. I had heard tales of Kisei channeling the dead, including the father of one young fisherman. Imagine my surprise when I saw this spirit in the flesh. He was also on pilgrimage, paying respects to the departed, and we chanced to meet in a Liberation Front infirmary. Would that we were not brought back together under such circumstances, but I am glad to see you all hale and hearty. Good to see you too. Apology accepted. Pombo, is something the matter? I wish to apologize, Lord Hien. It was wrong of me to say the things I said. I understand nothing can bring back my father. But I was so angry, Please, Tomba. You needn't apologize. Do you have confirmation he's dead? It's just... my brother was always so brave. But father's death was more than he could bear, and it turned him into that monster. If he wasn't brave enough, what chance do I have? We wanted to perform the rites for father, but the body was never returned to us, so... Not that I blame you for that, Lord Hien. I understand nothing could be done. That Akitsu's father survived is nothing short of a miracle, but I fear he is indeed the rare exception. I have offered prayers at more graves than I can count. It would be cruel to give others the false hope that their loved ones might return. And yet, Kisei continues to do just that, offering comfort with her lies. A tempting but ephemeral balm for wounds that have yet to heal, much like the anger some harbor for you. A resentment for the families restored while others remain broken. But for those like that poor boy whose hearts lack for hatred, who know only sadness and despair, they too may turn. Exposing the truth of Kisei's deception hasn't helped matters. If we are to prevent more suffering, we must pursue a lasting solution. I would be most grateful for your counsel, Kosatsu. There is much I could learn from your pilgrimage. If there is aught you require, but say the word and it shall be done. It is the least I can do for the part I played in Yotsuyu's tragedy. I failed her in the end, but I will not fail you, my lord. Thank you again for your aid, Shizune. The day's events have given me much to consider. When our next step is decided, you will be the first to know. And that is level 88 ranged physical. All right. So I'm going to wrap up here for tonight because I don't feel like streaming for another... how long have I been going? I don't feel like streaming for another 3.5 hours right now. That being said, I will be back on Sunday starting at 4:30 Central Time when we will do the tank, healer, and magic DPS role quests from level 50. Why do I keep saying 50? Level 85 to level 88. And then Tuesday we will go back to MSQ. Once we hit level 60 and before we head off to Redacted, because we will almost certainly hit level 60 before that point, we will do the remaining role quests so that way we wrap up Endwalker with all the role quests already completed. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please hit that follow button. Join the Discord. That is the best way to keep up with what's going on with the channel. Since we hit 100 subs by the end of this month, there will be a repo stream next week or next month that we also have to figure out the timing of. And then yeah, we'll do repo. I think we'll do repo next week. Just because I want to get to a certain point in MSQ over the next few streams. But yeah, but it being the end of the month and the beginning of a new month also means a new poll's going to be going up every month. I set a 100 sub goal. If we hit that goal, I do whatever it is the community voted on. That poll will be going the next couple of days. So yeah. My brain is breaking. Oh, right. In the meantime, you can also follow me on Tumblr and Blue Sky. I'm Shizu Cheese in both places. I will also be back on Friday, starting at 8 o'clock Central for Friday Night Writes, my super chill, calm writing stream. Pomodoro timer, lo-fi music, cute little animal creatures, and I write and yap about writing, and sometimes you guys distract me, and it's all around a good time. So yeah. In the meantime, I am going to find somebody for us to raid on Twitch. Who's streaming right now? We went late, so let's see here. You know what? Zeldrick is playing Peak. Let's go raid Zeldrick. He is a good buddy of mine. I haven't raided him in a while. And yeah. So anyway, until I see you guys again, I hope you have a good night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. And I'll see you guys all on Friday. Bye-bye.